Hello friends, welcome here. Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins and the Dark Knight movies were a hit. But there are many aspects the show Gotham is better than that Dark Knight trilogy. These films tell the story of a very specific take on Bruce Wayne, and a certain kind of Gotham City. The movies have a reputation for being a grim, gritty look at the reality of vigilantism, claiming that the world isn't actually so accepting of caped crusaders after all. Director Christopher Nolan's series does a great job of showing this, but neglects some details of the larger universe in order to tell a succinct story. That's where the DC Extended Universe steps in. Gotham, set long before Bruce Wayne dons the pointy-eared cowl, fills in all the gaps and fleshes out details big and small that contribute to the world that Batman inhabits. As much as we love the Dark Knight trilogy, there are plenty of ways the films fail where the show succeeds. Gotham focuses on how corrupt Gotham City is. Don't trust the system. This is the message we get from watching just about anything with Batman in it. Bruce takes it upon himself to mete out justice because Gotham City and its corrupt system can't be expected to. Gotham has been ruled by crime for decades, with families like the Falcones pulling the strings through illicit deals forged from greed and blackmail. Even the police, who are meant to enforce the law and keep the peace, are only human and thus able to be manipulated. Hard times mean hard decisions, and it certainly doesn't help that Gotham is in a perpetual state of economic depression. We get a taste of this in Batman Begins, with the corruption in Arkham Asylum, but Gotham absolutely festers in corruption. Through the eyes of a young and idealistic James Gordon, we get a first-person perspective of the way cops can be compromised with the promise of cash. The officers he works with are wont to take bribes from criminals like the Penguin in order to make ends meet. GCPD also has a long history of police brutality. You might not know any of this from a cursory viewing of Christopher Nolan's films. Batman first appeared in the pages of comics in 1939 and has since had an incredible history of adventures, a ridiculous number of enemies, and a considerable collection of allies. With such a long legacy, it's hard to choose what stories can be best translated onto the silver screen. Christopher Nolan cherry-picked a handful of Batman lore and wove the stories together into an Academy Award-winning trilogy. He had to leave out a lot of well-loved threads in order to get his Gotham to be the grittiest possible. The show Gotham draws a ton of inspiration from the comics, not forced to be so choosy with source material. The nature of the TV series allows for some of the more whimsical plotlines to be brought to life alongside the darker story beats. In Gotham, the Riddler can clown around alongside the Joker. The costumes can get a little campy, too, just like the comics. Penguin is hook-nosed and waddles. The Riddler favors green suits and bowler hats. In the show, the characters are closer to their comic counterparts in representation, and die-hard fans of the comics can expect some of their favorite scenes to be brought to life. Another best thing about Gotham is that we get to know Alfred actually. Alfred Pennyworth is worth his weight in gold. Let's be real, there would be no Batman without his butler. To begin with, Alfred is so much more than a butler, he is Bruce Wayne's remaining family and constant companion. In the films, Michael Caine does a superb job of being Batman's confidant and aide in fighting crime, as well as someone who genuinely cares about Bruce Wayne and the damage dealt by the mantle of the Bat. We were all in tears at the end of The Dark Knight Rises along with poor Alfred. Alfred in Gotham is a much different man, and we get to know him better. He cares about Bruce and looks out for him, but doesn't tolerate sass. We also get to see that Alfred wasn't always a butler. A former member of the British Special Forces, his training shows itself often. Alfred can sock it to bad guys just as well as any caped crusader can. In 2019, audiences will be treated to an even younger Pennyworth in a prequel series that will detail his life in 1960s London, where he has a fateful encounter with one Thomas Wayne. Another thing positive about Gotham is that it uses Bruce Wayne and shows him as an actual human being. There's a belief that Bruce Wayne is the mask and Batman is the real person. It's something that has been tackled in several mediums and makes for an interesting debate. In Nolan's trilogy, he touched upon the actual person beneath the suit, but he was more interested in exploring the Batman as a symbol. From the get-go, Gotham was always going to be different as it needed to explore who Bruce was without the suit. In this time, we've actually gotten to understand who he is and his motivations. It's shown us that there's more to him than meets the eye. And then, Gotham has a lot of origin stories. We love a good origin story. It's fun to see the before and after of heroes and villains alike. Batman Begins was Batman's origin story, showing how Bruce Wayne became a trained killer who rejected killing with the League of Shadows. Gotham is also Batman's origin story, but more specifically of Bruce Wayne, as he evolves slowly into the man who will become the Dark Knight of Gotham. In the meantime, viewers get to see a myriad of heroes, villains, and chaotic neutral players in the making. Selina Kyle, like Bruce Wayne, is young and impressionable, but she's slowly growing into a femme fatale day by day. Poison Ivy powers through the process, going from little girl to grown woman to fatal force of nature. Edward Nygma has a metamorphosis of his own, from forensic tech to the quizzical mastermind the Riddler. Butch Gilzean becomes the growling Solomon Grundy through some shady chemical compounds. We even meet a teenage but no less terrifying Jonathan Crane, and watch as he fashions himself into the Scarecrow. Gotham, with all its characters, is packed with origin stories. And at the center of it all, we get a close-up look at Bruce Wayne's psyche, rather than just thoughtful shots of him standing in a whirlwind of bats. On the other hand, while Nolan's Joker didn't have a backstory, well, at least a truthful one, he terrified Gotham City with his anarchic behavior and lust for chaos. This guy was bonkers and you knew he wasn't going to stop until he got what he wanted. In a way, he did win, because he turned Harvey Dent. In Gotham, we're still not sure if Jeremiah Velasca is even the real Joker. Everyone was convinced that his twin brother, Jerome, was truly the clown prince of crime on at least 2 occasions, and that rug was pulled out from under us. The producers have really toyed with our emotions, and it's been fun. Enough for now. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos. See you soon.